Hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot. For today's pick a card reading, we are going to be figuring out what the path ahead looks like for you, and we're kind of breaking this down into a couple of different areas. First area would be money and career, either or both if they both resonate. Section 2 would be on love and connections. So love could be, romantic love or unconditional love, your connections with your family, friends, coworkers, a partner, whatever love resonates most. And part 3 or section 3 will be about yourself, your self-love, self-care, just self-development, and also your spirituality or spiritual path. So if you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to center your energy, and focus in on pile number 1, 2, or 3. And if more than one pile calls out to you, there just may be a lot of transmissions that need to come through for you. But once you've selected that pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamps, and I also pin them as the top comment. But please remember, these are general readings, so only take the information that resonates with you, your life, your situation, and just go ahead and leave the rest behind. So without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on your cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Hello, group number 1. Let's go ahead and find out about the path ahead for you. And the cards you used to select your pile, I just figured could act as kind of an undertone or the underlying energy for all 3 of the different sections we're reading for today. If you skip the intro, section 1 will be your money and career, whichever or both of those that resonate for you. Love and connections, both romantic love and, all of your relationships in general. And section 3 will be on yourself, self-love, self-care, self-development, and your spirituality or your spiritual path. So these are kind of the general messages. Well, we already have here, it's interesting, I was on the treadmill today and I channeled a little message which is behind this card. And then when I was setting up, I was just saying, the path ahead, what is the underlying energy for group 1, this card and then this card as well. And then I just intuitively selected these little stickers to go along with the reading to help you clarify which reading or readings are for you. So, first card we have, let's start, I think, with our channeled message that I got for you when I was on the treadmill, and I'm like, group 1 is all about being a work in progress. So this is not you having to have everything figured out, especially with your path ahead. You're still a work in progress. I mean, aren't we all at any given time during an incarnation? But this is just a reminder that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to do everything right now. It is a process. It is a journey. It is all about discovery as you go along. And this little sticker you use to select your pile, we do have a moon with some, I want to say this is a peony, and then these are like those ranuncula. I could never say those words right. I will just put the word over here. Peony and the other one. Those might be some flowers you can tune into, energetically speaking, to help you on your path ahead. And also we have a butterfly here, which does represent transformation. So I thought that was very fitting for just the overall energy I was really sensing with your pile. And it was very hilarious when the Uranus card came out, because what is Uranus if not change? Yes, it is all about change. So you guys really are a work in progress. There are a lot of changes coming up on your path ahead. The underlying energies of your money, career, your love and connections, and yourself and your spirituality. There's a lot of change coming in. And these to me feel mostly like changes you are implementing or orchestrating from a soul level, like an internal urge to shift things, change things, release or get rid of. I don't like using the word release anymore, but it's kind of a bad habit that's dying hard. Those of you that are like, why is release a bad word? It may not be to you, but for me personally, when we, the word release, the etymology of the word means to do something again, and lease means to sign a contract. Well, if I'm trying to quote unquote release something, I don't want to sign up to experience again the same thing. So I'm changing my wording, saying let go, maybe dissolve, transmute, alchemize, fertilize, maybe using that energy you're wanting to quote unquote release as fertilizer for your next endeavor in life. But yes, big changes are coming on the path ahead for you in all areas of life. We also have here the fire agate, and this resonates with your sacral chakra. So your sacral chakra might be on and popping right now. I'm also seeing a lot of root chakra progress going forward on your path ahead. So looking into fire agate, or really any agate, is a very grounding stone. But here, the little word here we have here is creation. The flames of destruction will ignite a rebirth. And yes, change sometimes does mean that we're going through a death and rebirth cycle. When one thing ends, another thing begins. And then with the number 7 here, this is all about our spiritual path specifically, or our internal light. So many of you might have been really struggling to even know who you are, what you want for the future, or just maybe almost feeling apathetic about life. But I'm really hoping that these cards we're going to be getting here momentarily in the different sections, the different areas of life, will really shed light on bringing this passion, this spark back. The sacral chakra does resonate with sexual energy. So some of you might have had, SA, I don't want to say the word out loud here, in your past, or just had some sort of stigma surrounding your sexuality. This could even be from past life for many of you, but a big part of your incarnation in this life, whatever you have experienced in a sexual way, good, bad, anything and everything in between, this is helping revolutionize your energy and what you came here to do. I mean, it's not the only thing, but it is kind of an underlying energy, because that's what we're gathering here right now. So I'm going to put this one up here as well to hopefully make room for all 3 piles of the changes. I never measure things out. I just kind of wing it and hope for the best. But we're going to, I think, just do this little section of dealing everything out. So if you would like to skip that, I will put a little timestamp to skip to that if you would like. But let's see for group 1, their money and career. It's already out. So things are shifting quickly. I didn't even get my verbiage out, but I was already thinking it. So Spirit usually, it's almost like sometimes Spirit answers before I ask the question, because they can already know what I'm going to ask. So we've got our money and our career card. Okay, so for love and connections, be this romantic love or any kind of love, platonic love, connections, relationships with anybody in your life. And then yourself, your spirituality. Okay. And up next, so we're going back to money and career, your love and connections, self and spirituality. Money and career. This is a little repetitive, but I like to show you guys these dealings in person, on camera, so you can see the magic at play here. And I think this is more fun for me than actually dealing during the actual, yes, we're in the reading already, but to do it all at once so that I don't interrupt the flow of the reading by, shuffling more cards, dealing out more cards. Okay, so for love and connections. And for self and spirituality, path ahead. Okay, we got 2 more decks. So money and career, path ahead, group 1. Love and connections, path ahead. Self and spirituality, path ahead. One more deck. Okay, here we go. So money and career, path ahead. Love and connections. Ooh, that's too many, but they're telling me to take the top one. And self and spirituality, path ahead. And I hope you're liking me just kind of shaking up some of the energy of my readings compared to, say, what you would have seen on the Done Creative. For those that are new, I had another channel with 22,500 subscribers, which basically self-detonated, or detonated, and then I decided to self-detonate it. But I think what we're going to do, I never know, again, what I'm going to do, but I'm going to put these off to the side just as we kind of reach into each section and really give each section its due. So money and career. Okay, we'll start with our tarot card. We got Temperance. Actually, how do I want to do this? We want our underlying energies to stay here, but maybe I can bump these up just a bit and give ourselves enough room, because I don't want to cut anything off. Sorry. Pile 1 is usually my trial pile. I figure it out and then I can wing it from there. Okay, so Temperance. Then we have Tree. Let them go. Remember, a work in progress. We're changing. We're shaking things up, specifically with our sacral and sexual energy. Temperance. You're on the right path. So some of you have already really started making things happen for yourselves. And now that I'm seeing, we got a card kind of on its own. We got a burst of magic with the number 48. So maybe I need to just kind of make this more asymmetrical. Sorry guys, I really don't want to waste your time, but I don't want this to look too cattywampus either. So hopefully that's not too shabby. Or maybe I can bring our Uranus, I don't know. See, you guys are struggling with me, right? Okay. So I'm going to read out what we have now that I'm figuring out what I got. Okay, then we have unbound. There's that word release. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. But remember, if you heard what I said earlier, we're reusing this word release instead, saying letting go, or maybe, I don't know, finding a better word for that. But then we have let them go. So there is this letting go, but look, as you let go of the things that were not working for you, you know, work in progress, the things that weren't really getting you where you wanted to be, you're releasing these or letting them go. It's a hard habit to break using that word release. Because look, these ladies are ready to ascend, but they're being held back, they're being bound. But this is saying unbound. We're letting those go or untying those contracts, those soul patterns and past life traumas. Because there's a burst of magic. And this specifically is about your money and your career. So you aren't on the right path, but those of you who have been really struggling to make or gain traction in your career, there is a balancing out of, you know, those of you who are working really hard but not really seeing the benefit, or those of you that maybe you've been putting a little in but just haven't had time to really devote to certain things to make money. You're going to find a more balanced approach to making money, but you're releasing or letting go. You're letting go of some bad habits with money or blockages surrounding money, lack mentality, and maybe even feeling unfulfilled in your career, because with this sacral chakra creation card with the fire agate here, you guys want to feel passionate about what you show up to work to do every day. You don't want to just collect a paycheck, although it's nice to be able to put food on a table and, you know, pay bills and stuff. You want to feel a sense of purpose and, you know, inspiration in what it is you do for money or to, you know, make money in your life. But whatever you've been thinking of changing or shifting or redirecting yourself into, specifically if this is looking like switching gears or a new direction, you are on the right path. Those of you that have just been putting in the work and the effort, this is saying keep going. So you're going to kind of have to find where you fall on that spectrum. Maybe you love what you're doing, but it's just not really showing or bearing the fruit that you were hoping it would. Just keep going because you are on the right path, but there might be some things you are letting go of to get yourself on that path. But with this number 18 here, this is a closing out of that old cycle. You are finishing something up so that you can start afresh or anew with something that is much more fulfilling. So you are on the right path. Those of you that have started businesses and again, they're just not going the direction you want, or they're not where you want them to be quite yet, remember, it's a work in progress. You are a work in progress, which we will see in our love and connections and our self and spirituality sections as well. But there is a burst of magic coming to your finances, to your abundance, to your money, and to your career, feeling more inspired by your career. The number 48 here adds up to 12, which adds up to 3, which is about creativity. And you do have that creation card. So there's bringing this creativity or creative element into your money and how you make money, maybe finding creative ways of earning extra money, or just feeling more creative in the work that you're already doing or the career that you already have. Okay, so that is our money section. So we're going to clear these over to the side and get in on the action of our love and connections. So let's get these laid out. We have author. We have bitch fire. Stand up for yourself. This is always a fun card because I try not to swear on here, but like, you know, sometimes spirit makes me. It's not my fault. We have sacred reverence with the number 47. Ace of Pentacles and Council of Light. Divine orchestration. Helpers in the subtle realms. Wow. And I don't, again, know if this is even semi-close to what the layout looked like just a moment ago with the money spread, but oh well. So with this author card, I kind of want to just start here because there is an angel divinely inspiring this person to write. And those of you that aren't looking to actually write a book or create a blog or anything like that, this could be you authoring your, affirmations surrounding, because this is in loving connections, your love life, your connections with those that you love. It says you have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. Again, affirmations, or maybe just writing out, what you would love your relationships to look like, and, really holding those intentions with sacred reverence, and also really revering those close connections in your life or the people you want to get closer to, and just letting them know, maybe even reaching out and letting them know, hey, I love you. You mean a lot to me. I appreciate you. You are amazing. Thank you for being in my life. I mean, these little words, they might seem little just to say something like that, or for some of you that might be like your throat's already closing up, like, how do I express to my friend that I love them? That's kind of weird. No, it's really not, but we just kind of get in our heads about things. But let these people know how much they mean to you, whether this is a significant other, a child, a parent, a friend, even someone you just met that you just kind of feel this instant vibe or connection. Just let them know that you feel this connection to them, because we have the 47 here, which adds up to 11, which, that is a number of twin flames and also soulmates. So specifically those connections in your life that do feel like soulmate energy to you. And there might even be some new soulmates coming in with this Ace of Pentacles, or those of you who are already in relationships with soulmates, be this again romantic love or otherwise. There's a new beginning coming to some relationships, specifically those who have been struggling with a significant other or a partner or a marriage, spouse. There is a new beginning coming to your relationship. This does not mean you have to walk away, but there are a lot of big changes that need to be made to transform this relationship into something that can really inspire you in life and make you feel this loving connection to this person once again. Again, going back to that sexual energy, maybe the spark has kind of dimmed or died out. And it's very funny, they showed me this light going out because it's a touch light. So, maybe the spark is very dim and you just want to brighten it up a bit. Maybe incorporating some date nights or candlelit dinners, or just cuddle time, watching a movie together, massaging each other's feet. I don't know what you do in your free time, but just finding ways to connect physically, emotionally, mentally, and of course, and maybe even more importantly, spiritually with this significant other, or, other connections in your life. But with this Council of Light, Divine Orchestration Helpers in the Subtle Realms card, this is you getting help from your guides, angels, crossover loved ones, and your higher self, to know the right things to say, to know the moves you need to make. And for someone, now they're showing me there is a toxic relationship. Though you may love this person dearly, it might be time to walk away. This doesn't mean that you can never speak to this person again, but just for the time being, there is this need to separate your energy and do some cord cutting, cord removal, healing, letting go of some of the toxicity that they have done to you, or you've done to them, or you've done to each other. Seamless, like, explosion. But because we have Bitch Fire Stand Up For Yourself, this is you needing to speak up more in your connections, in your relationships, so you can have this beautiful and brighter new beginning that makes you feel more connected, more inspired, and more passionate to these people. But there is, connection, feeling more connected without becoming codependent. Because there is this element of codependency that can tend to happen, specifically in our partnerships, like love relationships, when things are a little frictiony and things are a little conditional rather than unconditional, which it's very easy to do because that's kind of how we're all programmed, is to be conditionally loving to people, or you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and I can't give you anything because you didn't give me anything. This is maybe about changing some of those belief systems, and all relationships are a work in progress. And some relationships, the glory days might be way, way, way in the past, and you might have peaked in certain relationships in your life. Again, that doesn't mean if these people are important to you that you can't try to give it a go, but it is going to take a new beginning, fresh energy coming in to make the specific changes to make these relationships on and popping again. But for some of you, okay, I know that relationships in my past and I'm okay with that. I want to move on from this. You have help. No matter what you want to do with all these different relationships and connections in your life, you have help. But again, going back to the author card, maybe some of you are actually writing about close connections, whether you're doing like a self-help type of book, or more nonfiction book, or if it is fiction. You're really focused in on the interconnectedness of people and relationships and the dynamics within relationships. But that's just a little special something for my authors and writers out there. Maybe someone's writing a blog about, relationships or counseling others as well. Okay, so let's move on to our self and spirituality section for group 1. And here it is. So we have here the Chariot. I'm loving this. We have, I'm going to try to get these in a semi-decent order. Villain, you can always rewrite the story. Soul Family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. And I think this has kind of been a theme with all 3 of your readings, is maybe not too much in the money and whatever, but you rewiring yourself can really help. But you have a lot of help in the hidden realms, because we also have Higher View and Flowers. Okay. Get these situated here for you guys. Hopefully we can see everything well. Okay, so because this is specifically about yourself and your spiritual path, there's something you've been doing or have been wanting to do, a change that you're wanting to make that makes you feel more connected and passionate, inspired to your own inner light or your higher self or your purpose in life, that you're going to be successful with. Because maybe in the past you have been that toxic person in your life. We've all been that toxic person in our own life, so do not beat yourself up if that has been you in your own life, or maybe even will continue to be you at times in your own life. Because sometimes just acknowledging, hey, I'm the most toxic relationship I'm in with myself right now, that can be a thing. It really can. And specifically going back to the relationship section, the love and connection section, we are one half of every single relationship we are in. And if we're bringing a lot of our own toxicity to these relationships and they're bringing their toxicity, sometimes it is kind of that, that match, no, not this one. This one. This, if you, throw gas on this match, it can just ignite right quick. So you are one half of every relationship you are in, but the most important relationship you are ever in is the one with yourself. You cannot escape yourself, not in life, not in death, not in the afterlife, not in at all ever. You're always with yourself, whatever that looks like in all these different dimensions and realms. But allowing yourself to, rewrite your story, release this villainhood, or identifying with past versions of yourself where you didn't feel good enough, or even if you're still in this boat. I said boat, and then I look over here to the Chariot. This little guy is kind of acting as a boat to this Chariot here in the water. And we got water here. She's at the edge of the water. It's like you're taking that leap of faith to go out in the emotional waters of your inner self and really discover how you can be more successful. And then, these people here are on the water's edge as well, and then we actually have water below. Like this owl here has lifted this woman right out of the water. So you have a lot of animal helpers, and I'm not even sure, I think this is some sort of little sea monster or guy that is just made up for this White Newman Tarot deck, but even creatures and elementals in subtle realms and in different dimensions are helping you and helping you see that bird's eye view and letting you know you don't have to be stuck in this old story of yourself. And I think it's beautiful, these music notes that are floating up. This almost is showing me like the Little Mermaid and her singing, when she got her voice back after she'd given her voice to Ursula, and she got her voice back in the shell. Remember, it was trapped in the shell. And I've got chills now saying this, guys. It's all just coming together in my head. I have not seen The Little Mermaid in so long, but I used to love that movie as a child specifically. But this is about speaking your truth, about telling yourself inside your mind, inside your thoughts, inside your heart, who you are on a higher level or from a higher self perspective, and allowing more of that higher self to become embodied in your physical vessel. But these are changes you're making to your physical vessel to allow more light to come in, to call in your soul family, call in your tribe, both in the subtle realms and beyond, and also in the material world. You do not have to do everything alone. Specifically, it's very interesting because I got some subliminals on my headphones that I'm listening to, and it's just whale sounds. And it's very interesting. Now we have the humpback whale and some dolphins here as well. So maybe listening to dolphin sounds or connecting to Sirius, the star Sirius, or your star family from Sirius. Those of you who resonate as Sirian star seeds, you really are getting a lot of spiritual support from your Sirian ancestors, your Sirian guides, and your Sirian higher self, those aspects of you that were on Sirius. Also, for your spiritual up-leveling, we were talking about these flowers. Again, I do not remember the correct way to say, is it ranuncula? Again, I almost feel like I'm trying to say Dracula within that word, but I'll put it over here again. And peony flower. But it says, working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to those, to others through your life purpose. So some of you might really love floral arrangements. I've really been obsessed with like dried flowers. I mean, I literally pulled this weed out of my tomatoes in my back garden area right before I started my, November reading for this channel, the kickoff of this channel. Before I even created the channel, I was out selecting dried flowers, and I got really inspired, even with my new logo, with flowers. So some of you might be wearing a lot of floral prints or wanting to incorporate more flowers, both fresh and dried, and maybe even potted plants into your home, maybe flower essences like perfumes. But if you are doing perfumes, to me this feels more natural, not so marketed and highly chemicalized types of perfumes. But for your self-development, having fresh flowers, maybe buying yourself flowers if you don't have anyone in your life that will buy you flowers, or a nice, potted plant to come home to your little plant family, or, again, herbal essences and floral essences, essential oils, and specifically the stuff you put on your skin or drink or eat, making sure it is as natural and non-toxic as you possibly can find out there. We have also some numbers here for your spiritual development and growth. We have the number 41, which has up to 5, which really resonates back with the number of change, which is 5, 25, which adds up to 7, 38, which adds up to 11. So any combination of those numbers, or just one specific one that really stands out, you can always look up these angel numbers on Google, or just kind of feel into your heart space and see what these numbers are trying to tell you. And maybe even your higher self is speaking to you through these numbers on the clock, on license plates, or just out in the wild somewhere. So that is your message, Group 1. I just want to say thank you to all of those of you who have been liking and subscribing the videos. That really does help out my brand new channel over here in the algorithm, and also just good vibes to the universe as a little exchange of energy if you've enjoyed your reading today. And those of you who would like to donate, I do have my PayPal linked below, and your donations are never ever expected, but always greatly appreciated. Just because I'm back to zero over here, no monetization, I'm doing this for free yet again. It feels kind of cathartic in a way though, but those of you who would like to donate, I greatly appreciate you, and you literally keep this thing going over here, and I just love you guys so much. And thanks again so much to all of those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things, and I really truly do hope to see you, Group 1, right here back at Harmony Portal Tarot. Alright you guys, bye! Hi Group 2, this is going to be your message for the path ahead, and we are breaking this path ahead into 3 areas of life. Area 1 will be money and career, Area 2 will be love and connections, and Area 3 will be self and spirituality. So this is kind of like 3 readings in one. So get yourself cozy and let's find out what you need to know about the path ahead. And before I actually even dealt these cards out or anything, I was on my treadmill and I'm just kind of meditating on the session ahead, and I just said specifically for Group 1, let me have a channeled little message for them. Group 2, same thing. Group 3, same thing. So Group 2, your channeled message, which we're going to start with because I just feel called to jump right in. We have here, and these are going to be these cards and the channel message. These 2 cards, channel message and this sticker, are going to be kind of the underlying energies of the path ahead in general, underlying all 3 energies of what we've got going on here with the love and career, the money and connections, and the self and spirituality, and just kind of any other area of life we haven't touched. This can kind of cover those bases. But here with unrealistic expectations. Some of you have been really hard on yourselves because you're not where you want to be. And we kind of got that vibe a bit in Group 1, but it's almost like you guys take it a step further. This is almost you identifying with what it is you produce, create, or put out in the world. Like you feel that if your YouTube video doesn't do well, that is signaling a personal failure on your soul, on a soul level for you. Maybe not that extreme for some of you, but really that extreme for others of you. This feels like a deep inner wound from a very recent past life. To me, this feels like a past life that you lived in the 1940s, where you just felt very tied up into what it was. You really associated your worth with how much you did and how much you created, or how great those creations were received. And specifically, I dealt these face down, but I needed to get the card to surface, and I think this might be some sort of creation card, maybe Leo. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. I want to check, but I don't quite yet. Maybe fifth house, I'm not sure. But specifically surrounding your self-expression, because we do have the easel here, which really does resonate with the fifth house. And then this little sticker. This, to me, it's like seeing double vision, but really what I'm getting from the message of this, it's a very creative way to depict a human face. This is not something you see every day. But also sometimes when we have double vision, we can't quite focus on what we want. But what I'm seeing, no pun intended with the double vision here, but what I'm seeing for the path ahead for you guys is being able to bring those four eyes down into one. It's almost like the third eye, but also seeing with one clear eye, like externally in your like material world senses, you know, taste, touch, sight, smell, and hearing. Like that kind of sight is gonna really like clarify and focus in on exactly what you need to know on the path ahead, so that you're laser focused on creative endeavors, expectations you have surrounding your creations, your worth tied into your creations, and everything in between and all of the above. And then I dealt these chakra love messages, but you guys actually got two. So I'm going to have to figure out how I'm doing this. Maybe we'll move her over here. Or no, I think I like the balance of this a little better. But we're going to start with this one. So I was just going to get a crystal that each group could work with to really help them on the path ahead. But you guys have many crystals you can work with. All of these crystals, or maybe one or two that you're really, you know, intuitively guided to. But we have a chakra balance card here, and this is all about finding your equilibrium. And it's very interesting, that unbalanced sight of, you know, maybe biting off more than you can chew with these unrealistic expectations in your life. But it says all things work best in conjunction with all things. So finding a nice balance or equilibrium. Hey, it is the fifth house. Nice. Yeah, finding that balance or equilibrium within all of the tasks that you have to do, all of your to-do list items, your self-worth, and finding a nice balance where you're not throwing everything away just because you didn't quite get where you wanted to go, and still looking at all that you've accomplished and all that you've done without making it just the fact that that's your worth is only as much as you've created or accomplished. We're getting away from that on the path ahead for you. But the crystals that resonate with this chakra balance card are clear quartz, amethyst, lapis lazuli, jade, citrine, carnelian, and smoky quartz. And it's very interesting. I actually have a carnelian in my pocket right now. I'm going to pull that out to let you guys see it. And when I first read carnelian, I'm like, pull that out of the pocket. Like, that's what I heard. Hopefully we can see the pretty colors. It looks very dark on the camera, but it is very red with some yellows, some oranges, even some clear quartzy looking stuff in here. Beautiful crystal, and I almost just want to leave her out so we can bring that energy forward during your reading. Yeah, and then the other chakra love card we have here is topaz. And this resonates with the solar plexus chakra. So there is, especially with this unrealistic expectations, and you tying your self-worth into what you can produce or create, or maybe you're really happy with what you produce or create, but people just don't receive it the way that you wished or hoped or expected them to. This is helping you level up on the path ahead with your solar plexus energy, your self-worth, your confidence, your self-esteem. And oh my goodness, I have my little garland. It's got like little, I used it on my live stream on my live stream channel. It's moving. It's just swaying. There's no fans in here or anything going. So it's very interesting that that's just moving, and that caught my eye. Very interesting. Sorry for delaying your message, but it just caught my attention. So maybe, again, you know, seeing things that you didn't see before, but now you look up and there they are, with that kind of double vision thing. But with your manifestation specifically, manifestation is the fruition of confidence and belief. So sometimes, yes, it does take a lot of work and effort at times to manifest. That, action and putting effort in is a big step in the manifestation process. But don't forget also that confidence and belief that this manifestation is coming to you is important in finding that nice equilibrium as well. But with this being a reading about your path ahead, there's something you've been trying to manifest that maybe has just been a little unrealistic for your current vibration, your current frequency. But that doesn't mean you have to give up on that manifestation. No, because you are working or vibrating in the direction of it. So it just might take a little longer. I'm seeing like a 7 of Pentacles energy with that. It might take a little longer than you're hoping, but it will come for you. If it is meant for you, it will come to you. But of course, you're taking action in the direction. But for you, specifically in your 5th house, so this is about passion. This is about your, creative expression. This is, 5th house is about your children, about romance. More, 7th house is more about the partnerships, but 5th house is more about, the romance or kind of the vibe or the nuance of the relationship, specifically when you first meet someone or you're really getting to know them. 5th house also resonates with astrology, and also, well, other houses do as well, but 5th house too, and speculative gains or kind of gambling in a way. But gambling just doesn't have to look like going to the slots or playing blackjack or anything like that, or poker. This is like gambling, taking a chance on something that you didn't expect you would go after or try for or do, and you're this gamble, this risk that you're taking is going to pay off in a big way. It doesn't feel like a financial risk or this feels more of a like solar plexus type of risk, like having the confidence to take this leap of faith in a direction that feels more passionate for you. Maybe even with your creative endeavors, self-expression, or your business, if you have your own business. We also have the number 43 here, which adds up to 7. This is all about your spiritual connection and your inner life, your connection to your higher self, and knowing what your purpose and passion in life is. So all of that being said, we are going to get into the first little section of the 3 sections. I know this was kind of its own little section, maybe not too little. These readings are going on a minute. And I even cut group 1 off, and I hope I saw the cards on that. If not, I'm going to have to get them back out and do it again. And at least film the table or something, but I just wanted to keep trucking. So here we go. We're going to deal this little section on camera. So we're going to do money and career as part 1. Love and connections, this can be your relationship with a partner or just all the different relationships and connections in your life, whichever resonates, or if both resonate, great. And also your self-love, self-care, self-development, self-expression, and like your spiritual path or spirituality will go in the 3rd stack. Okay, so for money and career, path ahead, what does group 2 need to know? Ooh, you guys get 2 cards because these 2 both want to come out. So for love and relationships, path ahead, group 2. And self and spirituality, group 2. Okay. Up next, so money and career for group 2, path ahead. Love and connections, group 2, path ahead. And self and spirituality, group 2, for the path ahead. Okay, money and career for group 2. Love and connections. Self and spirituality. Continuing the trend, money and career for group 2, path ahead. Love and connections. And self and spirituality. One more, we did it. One more. Money and career for group 2 for the path ahead. Love and connections. And self and spirituality. When we know, we know. Okay, so we are going to start with this pile, money and career. So we have here the Chariot, the Emperor. I'm loving this. This came out in group 1 as well. So there might be additional messages there for you if you felt called. If not, maybe not. 43, we have Spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. Yeah, so some of you, maybe this passion, this creative endeavor is singing or using your voice. Throat chakra vibes as well. having the confidence to use that throat chakra, because creative expression also does resonate with the throat chakra, but also solar plexus chakra, to have the confidence to actually shine. Then we have play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. And fifth house is about playing. It's about finding your passions and your creative outlets, right? We also have let it go with number 24, and family. And it says loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. But because this is specifically about your money and career, path ahead, this is letting us know that you desperately want to have a career or make money doing something you are very passionate about that really lights you up, but you might be afraid to take that leap of faith. Those of you who are working a 9-to-5 or working for someone else, you think, well, my art or my creative expression could never support me. That might be an unrealistic expectation, that you think it'll never support you. So guess what? It won't, until you start reframing or rephrasing that and tapping into that passion. For others of you, maybe you have started some sort of passion project or business and it just hasn't taken off yet. It hasn't gotten to the heights that you expected. And your unrealistic expectation of this thing going viral or people shouting it from the rooftops overnight just didn't happen. But I also see a group of you where you've been slowly and steadily working, but it just feels like nothing's really gaining momentum-wise with your, audience of some sort, or the money just isn't coming in maybe the way it used to, or again, to your expectation. But this is asking you, and I know it sounds counterintuitive to, working harder and grinding and, getting more done. This is asking you to play. Specifically, those of you that have a job that already deals with creative expression, find another creative outlet that really doesn't have anything to do. Like, say you are, a painter. This is asking you maybe to look in the form of music or interior design, something that, is, yes, still a creative endeavor, but it doesn't have an exact match to what you're already doing. To allow that creativity to come to you in a different way. For some of you, this to me feels like playing music. We have music notes here, and don't be afraid to sing. So some of you are being asked to use that voice. Even if you're just doing it at home, in the shower, in the car, on your way to pick up your kids from school like I do. Let that voice be heard, because that helps clear trauma and blockages from your confidence and being able to express yourself. Even if no one, sing and dance like no one's listening, no one's watching. That's what you're being asked to do. Even if you can't monetize it, because we don't have to monetize everything. But sometimes when we can allow ourselves to play, it'll help us bring in that money. And some of us watching this pile right now, and me, because I'm channeling it and listening in, maybe this is a message for me too. We need to let go of those constraints we have around what making money looks like. Because out in the quote-unquote real world, or the system, we always feel, not always, but a lot of times we feel programmed that we have to work as a cog in a machine, in a system, and be efficient. And efficiency rules the day over creativity every time. But no, you're breaking that mold. You're untying that knot of karma to release this beautiful creative passion, inspiration, drive. And it's like you're shifting on the path ahead with your money and your career. Instead of having unrealistic expectations, you may be dialing back some of those big dreams just for now to give yourself an easier, it's almost like having a giant, of course, Spirit gives me a movie reference. They're showing me in the movie Matilda when, oh my gosh, what was the boy's name? I cannot remember his name, but he steals a piece of Miss Trunchbull's cake. So she makes him eat a whole cake on the stage in front of the whole school. And, he's just like halfway through and just ready to vomit. But then, the other children start, I got chills now. The other children start, rooting him on, like, you can do it. Oh man, I almost just had his name, but then it just escaped me again. Brucey? Was it Brucey? I don't know for sure, 100%. Brucey, you can do it, Brucey. I will have to look up and put his name right here if that's not it, but give me the word name Brucey. So if it isn't Brucey, maybe that name means something to someone out there, the name Bruce or Brucey. I don't know. I just say what I get. So I don't always know what Spirit means by these random things they give me, but it's almost like you're having your cake and eating it too. Like that's, you're real, so I'm getting excited. I still have chills on my crown specifically. So you're channeling information or downloads or guidance to help turn those unrealistic expectations into realistic expectations. And it's not like you have to lower the bar on your dreams. Maybe at first to just get some momentum to actually see some of your accomplishments and goals taking shape. But then you can just take off the unrealistic part, the unpart, and just consider it a realistic expectation. And yet it is a dream of your greatest manifestation. But it's like once you've manifested everything that you've always dreamed of, then what? Like, that's the idea I'm getting here in your money and career is, with the Chariot, this is success underlying this. And you have a beautiful family, whether this is your soul family that is not incarnated here, your soul family that is incarnated here, your birth family, or friends kind of found family, supported family. In that way, you have a lot of people you can rely on. Those of you who are like, Amanda, I don't have anyone I can rely on. This might be on a more spiritual plane, that you're relying on these soulmates and soul family that are helping you. But those of you that do have your own family, like if you are a parent and you have your own children, and specifically if they still live at home, because we have fifth house here, this is about embracing, those of you that maybe work from home and have young children at home, it's very difficult to get where you want to go. But Spirit's saying, don't try to rush anything, because this season of life is so fleeting, and you will look back when these children are teenagers or even graduated and wished you had spent more time or just enjoyed the journey and enjoyed the little, spills of apple juice and, toys all over the living room. And I'm getting a little wistful just even thinking, my kids still leave crap everywhere, but like, it's just not the same as when they were little babies and they didn't know better. Now they know better and they just choose not to put their things away. But of course, I still love them dearly so much. And I'm also getting a very specific message, fifth house, money and career. I know this is the money and career portion, but this message is specifically coming in for someone who has struggled with infertility, miscarriage, even struggles that, you have children, but you really struggle to connect with them on a deeper level. This is just Spirit saying, you're going to work through this. On your path ahead, you will find a better way forward. And I'm getting chills again. So those of you who've been experiencing infertility, you might find your success, but it might not look like the avenue exactly as you have it mapped out in your dreams to manifest it in this exact way. Spirit might have like a back door or a kind of a roundabout way for you to get, this connection to children, or to birth your own children, or to adopt children, or whatever that looks like. I know that has nothing to do with money or career, but that just had to come through before we close out the money and career portion. Okay, well now we're going to move over on to our love and connections portion of the reading. I hope I put these in the right. I have no idea what I dealt, but okay. This is going to be the love and connections portion. Because you guys watched me deal these, so we don't know what the cards were. Okay, we have Knight of Swords. We have the number 32, Escapist, come home to yourself. And again, this is about your love and connections. We have Freedom. You're free to do what you choose. We have Roots of Abundance. Number 2, and Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? Okay, I'm getting a very clear message right off the bat for someone watching. This might just be a very small group of someone's watching, so if this does not resonate, just hold tight for 2 seconds. We'll get right into your portion of this message. But what I'm seeing with this is that you have recently broken up with someone, you're thinking of breaking up with someone, or will soon be breaking up with someone. However that looks for you. Because this relationship, and it doesn't have to be a romantic love. This could be a friend, this could be, a toxic family member, whatever. But this is allowing you to come back home to yourself. Because this relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is, it does not allow you, not that, maybe we've given unconscious permission, but it's like you don't feel allowed to be your true self, or you feel you have to dial down certain aspects of your personality for this person to accept you, and that's not okay. So you are breaking the chains of that relationship and freeing yourself. Very dolphin energy with the dolphins here, freeing. Dolphins are very free and playful. So I know we got that play message in your money reading, but it really is coming into your relationships and love connections reading as well, because there is this need to break out of your shell and do things that really light you up and make you feel more inspired with the underlying energy here of creativity and manifestation. And maybe you put some unrealistic expectations on this relationship, or vice versa, or both. for those of you who are not breaking up with someone, you just might be changing or shifting the dynamics within certain relationships in your life. And I'm getting really hot. A lot of times when I'll channel messages, because I did some stuff before this, I did some meditating while I was on my treadmill, so I'm already kind of heated up, but yeah, like when I channel, I just get really hot. Those on my live stream, you guys know what's up. And I'm not in that age where I get hot flashes or anything, so this is more of a spiritual reason why my body's reacting. But this is letting me know that there's this internal fire burning for you guys that is helping you get more freedom in your relationships, free to be who you authentically are, to express yourself creatively and passionately to those that you love and that love you, and just kind of screw everyone who doesn't resonate with that. Doesn't mean you have to cut them out of your life, but this to me feels like you untangling. Like we got roots here and they're kind of all like weaved around each other and kind of tangled up. It's like you're untangling those roots surrounding like the heart of this connection to allow that energy to flow. It's almost like pulsing energy that wants to flow. It's very, spirit, stop, it's gross. They're showing me like a phallic energy. Everything's like pulsing. Okay, sorry, TMI, and we won't get into that. If you know, you know. But like a pulsing kind of throbbing energy of needing to just get something out. Okay, we'll leave it there. Let your imagination fill in the blanks. But there might be a certain relationship where there is this passion, either this person toward you or you toward them or both, because, relationships are mirrors of each other. And it doesn't have to be sexual. Yes, they were showing me a very sexual thing, but it doesn't have to be a sexual passion or magnetism or throbbing. It doesn't have to be sexual. But this is letting you know that there needs to be this almost explosion of passion in this connection, sexual or otherwise, to really help you feel this deeper connection. But it's going to start within. It's starting within yourself and your relationship you have to yourself, because like I was saying, you're one, and many other readings I've done, you are one half of every single relationship and connection you are in, because you are literally there for the ride for every relationship. And when you're alone, you are 100% of the relationship you have with yourself. But you are answering some sort of call, but you have to come home to yourself, and that's when you will get the information on the path ahead to know which relationships are best for you and which ones you need to cut off. The Knight of Swords, this is a card or an energy that is maybe slightly less mature, of course, definitely than the King or the Queen, but this energy just charges in sometimes without even thinking, says things without even thinking. And sometimes there might even have to be this backpedaling, because this is a very quick-moving energy. So, really think things through before you speak. So you might even need to tell certain relationships in your life, hey, I need a break, or maybe we need to slow this thing down, or I really like you. It could be the other way. Like, I really need to speed things up. Of course, wherever you fall on that spectrum. And if no specific relationship is coming to mind, this really could be like just a preview to what we're tuning into for your self reading and spiritual reading. But there is this need to come home to yourself, to your roots, to really know and unlock the abundance that every relationship outside of you is just a mirror for who you are on the inside already. And you're answering the call, but what is that call? What is your soul calling you to do in any given relationship in your life? Is this relationship serving you? If it's not, maybe that call is saying, let's hang up on that relationship. With the Freedom card here. But you guys are swiftly and quickly on the path ahead, deciding and knowing what's best for you. But I would say, figure it out alone first and really ruminate on it before you make any forward projections or decisions or say things you don't mean and then wish you could take back later, before you just go out there and do it. But some of you have had this passion built up for so long, or this magnetism towards someone built up so long, you can't wait any longer. So of course that little bit prior isn't going to resonate with you, because you're ready. You're ready to free yourself from this. It's just like this explosion that wants to happen, and it's just been suppressed for so long, and now is the time for you guys. But for others of you that you're like, I don't know what person I'm that passionate about, even if I am married or whatever, then maybe that message isn't quite for you. It's more of just think before you speak, think before you, make changes or shifts, or, be better at communicating with the people in your life. Okay. So that is our, I'm glad I looked up, because we have a low battery and we're about to run out. So I will get our next section, which is our self and spirituality You will see it right in a second, but I will set this up for you. Well, she stopped recording yet again. My apologies. I don't know where I was in the process. I was in the zone. So if this turned off at the beginning, the middle, the end, I don't even know. I don't even know if I pressed record, to be honest, because I was in such a excitement to get back to your reading. Okay, group 2, moving into your self and spirituality portion of the reading. Okay, so we have 7 of Swords, yep, and I'm really, those personal messages were really shining through the money and career and the love and connections, so I think the reason you guys clicked onto this reading was mostly for your spiritual reading and your self-love, self-care, self-development, relationship to self kind of aspect of the reading. Not to say the other stuff didn't maybe resonate for some of you, but wow. This is you guys. Oh, I'm loving this so much. Oh, I am loving this. Yes. Oh my goodness. I couldn't have asked for a more perfect reading for everything we've already discovered for you guys. Okay, you ready? You ready? Okay. So, with the 7 of Swords, you guys have been lying to yourselves. Please do not get triggered. I hope you're not triggered, but I mean this in the best and most gentle way possible. You are not your failures. You are not your inadequacies. You are not... I almost want to cry, you guys. You have been so hard on yourselves. And I just wish you could see you. And I got chills now. Got chills. I just wish you could see you the way I see you, the way Spirit sees you, the way God sees you, the way the universe sees you. I have major chills. You have so much love and support that you just don't even know. With the Protected card here, you are safe and supported while you change your career. Because, yes, I was saying, yes, this is very self, whatever reading. But yes, part of your career, you guys you really do identify with what you do for a living. So it almost feels like one entity. I am my career is me, or, I am my creative expression, and my creative expression is me, which yes, in ways it is, but in ways it's not the end-all be-all of you. And you guys have been lying to yourselves. And with Flower, be honest with yourself. It's time. It's time to cut those unrealistic expectations of I'll never make it, or, I have all these dreams, but nothing's working out. It's not that your expectations of your wildest dreams aren't realistic. They really are. It's just they're not realistic in the vibration of how you feel about yourself or the way you limit yourself. And it's not your fault, because we've been programmed, we've been conditioned, we've been brainwashed to believe, many of us, that we're just this cog in a machine. I don't remember if I said that in your reading or group 1 at some point. Cog in a machine with the daily grind. I think it was your reading with the career and money part. That the creativity isn't at all as valuable as just putting in the work and working hard and being that cog in the machine in the system of life and the corporate 9 to 5. That's just not your vibe. That's not your life. Even those of you that work in that. And maybe at times it feels okay, but for the most part, you guys need, not just want, but you need to express yourselves on a deep, deep level. And there's this time coming up on your path ahead where you're going to feel safe and protected enough to really start speaking your truth. But it's very interesting because in the other portion, was it this one? No. No. It was this one about maybe saying things that you didn't mean. But because this is the reading about yourself, you say things to yourself, but those thoughts come out before you can censor them, or those words like, God, you're such a piece of beep, before you can even say, no, you're not. Gosh, why did I say that? To yourself. I mean, and it just might even be completely subconscious to where you don't even realize you're calling yourself names or calling yourself out or being really hard on yourselves. With the 7 of Swords, it is time. The time is now to stop lying, because we got 3 liar cards, or deceiving, cheating, lying, stealing cards. You're lying and cheating and deceiving yourself. That is not who you are. This is not what you are. You are not your thoughts, your actions, your failures, your mistakes, your whatever. A tall tale, that's something we lie about. That's something we tell ourselves to make ourselves feel better. But in your case, this is making you feel worse. Way worse. You're erasing this as you go. You're healing this as you go. You're taking the past, lies and deceptions and dishonesty with yourself, and you're taking action to the word release, like I was talking about in many recent pick a cards, I don't like that word anymore because means to do again, release means to sign a contract. Well, we don't want to sign a contract again and again and again and again and again on the things we want to quote unquote release or let go of. But instead of you releasing it, my friend Jessa, she actually sent me this video on the word release as I've been talking about release. So it's kind of a collective thing. We're all picking up that the word release just doesn't sit right with us. Maybe it never did, but we just didn't tune in enough to understand. It just doesn't sit right anymore. But we're using that energy of what we're quote unquote releasing, like a leaf, falls off the tree releases the leaf. And then that leaf, it might blow away, sure, but the leaves that stay, they act as mulch and fertilizer for that tree to grow even deeper roots and stronger trunk and, even taller and bigger. To really sustain itself longer term. That's what you're doing with these past lies and deceptions of yourself. You're using them as the fertilizer for this new version of yourself. And it's not even a new version of yourself. It's just a more authentic version of yourself. Because you've been seeing yourself with that double vision, like, oh, I don't know where to focus, or oh, I'm not good enough. But when you can see the true light of your soul coming forward, it's blinding. So maybe it's hard to see because you're just blinded by it. But look, Starseed, what lights you up? You light yourself up. But also your passions light you up. Trying things that maybe aren't in your normal creative wheelhouse, something completely new, could really light you up and help you feel this inspiration and passion once again. You're protected as you try things out. Try on new hats. Try on new glasses. Maybe someone's getting new glasses here. But you are a starseed. You are a light worker. You are an earth angel. We have the planet Saturn here. See the rings here, and it's kind of like going into the emotional depths of this ocean here, and she's just watching it play out. It's like you're watching those past karmas sink down deep inside of you. It doesn't mean that they're going to embed themselves and further cause chaos and havoc in your life. No, I'm seeing this as, again, like that leaf that gets, the weather. The tree releases the leaf gets weathered, and it, becomes mulch and worm food to then really replenish and rejuvenate and, help and nourish the tree. And the tree in this instance is you. You're using the things you're letting go of as fertilizer for the next version of yourself. It's very death card energy, but also it's like a karmic cycle, maybe even from many, many past lives. Specifically, we kind of started your reading about past life stuff that you're still entangled in that is really holding you, in place. It's like all of this is like that past life karma stuff holding you in place, and you feel you can't quite move one way or another, or you're going to cut yourself. But this is you just dissolving all of this and just realizing none of it's real. I'm real. I'm the light. I'm what lights me up. And I'm going to show the world. Wow, you guys. So you're on a whole new path where you're really having a lot of epiphanies and aha moments. That you're not your mistakes. You're not your past. You're not your failures. And I'm just going to keep repeating myself at this point, but get yourself a carnelian, specifically because it is a very supportive stone for your sacral and your root chakra. Very beautiful, creative stone. It's a great stone for those who are pregnant or on a fertility journey as well, and those that don't want to be pregnant or on a fertility journey. This could just help, with the fertility and birth of what you want to create, your creative self-expression. Beautiful sexual energy that you have in that sacral. And then, of course, solar plexus was a real big chakra you guys are working. So it's like those lower three chakras and the crown chakra are really needing some attention from you on the path ahead, or you're deciding to make, let's figure things out in these arenas. But wow, I'm so proud of you. Those of you, okay, let's just say, those of you who are still watching, if you can put a star emoji or just write star emoji if you don't have access to emojis like on a computer or something. I just want you to know that you're the star. You're the one creating this beautiful light, and I want to know who hung with me the whole time. But before we go, we got number 17 and the number 35. So 17 adds up to 8, taking action, maybe even rerouting yourself or going a new direction. And then the number 35 also adds up to 8, so 88. Angel number 88. 35, 17, 17, 35, any combination of those numbers that resonates, go ahead and look those up. We also have the number 43 or the number 7. And again, any combination of those that lights you up look them up because they have some additional messages for you. I just wanted to say, if this reading resonated with you at all, please feel free to subscribe and like the video. Even just that little bit of energy exchange really does help my brand new baby channel over here. And I'm no longer monetized, starting all over fresh again. So those of you that would like to donate to the channel, I do have my PayPal linked below, and I greatly, greatly appreciate that, but never ever expect it. But those of you who have sent donations in the past and will in the future, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know, and may that beautiful donation come back to you 100-fold. May you be blessed. And thank you so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you, Group 2, right here back at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys, thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye! All right, Group 3, let's go ahead and find out what you can expect for your path ahead. And before I set up for these readings, I was on my treadmill and just channeling through. I wanted to channel a message specifically for each pile, and I even wrote it down on a little card. And the message that came through for you guys for the path ahead was new inspirations. Look at that. But these cards in the new inspiration little channeled message here, these are all going to show us kind of the underlying energies of your path ahead. This will be all three areas: the money and career, the love and connections, and the self and spirituality sections, but also anything that doesn't really fall under one of those umbrellas. This will be touching on your path ahead in a more general sense, and underlying, of course, those other areas as well. So you selected the candle. So new inspirations, to me, this is like an Ace of Wands energy, like getting this epiphany, this download, this aha moment coming in. And very interesting. I just grabbed some stickers and put them out. I didn't realize how similar this little kind of floating fireball here is over this little almost candlestick looking thing, but there's no candle in it. It's like the candle itself is gone. The holder and the fire, the flame, the ball of energy there is what's there. Very interesting. But we have the card Vesta with Hearth and the number 32. So, maybe you work with Vesta as a goddess, but wow, this is very beautiful. This is home energy. So many of you might be getting a lot of inspiration around your home, or to beautify your home, or to cleanse and clear and clean the energy around the home, to make it feel more comfy and cozy, because hearth is such a cozy word to me. And really, if you just take the H off the end, it spells heart. So, and then if you take the H off the top, off the front, it spells earth. So it's like coming home to ourselves. And that being said, coming home to ourselves, the home that we take everywhere, kind of like a hermit crab carrying a shell around, we have our human body. That is our earth home wherever we go. And yes, it changes cells, like you're a whole new body, whole new person every 7 years or so. But you're still, like, that is your home while you're incarnated, while you're in this human meat suit. That is your home. We also have here with the throat chakra and the card Larimar, listening. So if you want to be heard, learn to listen. So some of you might have been struggling specifically with people in your home to listen to you, or to do what you're saying, what you're telling them to do, or asking them to do. And I kind of was talking about this in one of the other groups about, my boys, and they leave their stuff laying everywhere. It's like, I can say every single day till I'm blue in the face, put your stuff away, put your stuff away, put your stuff away. And I've even given them, okay, this is where this goes, this is where this goes. It just like one ear and out the other, in one ear, out the other. They just don't always listen. But I have been realizing that a lot of times I will tell them things as I'm, multitasking, getting dinner ready, or, answering emails on my computer, and I'm not even making eye contact. They're not making eye contact with me. So maybe they aren't, maybe they heard it, but it just didn't register. So there might be some dynamics you're fixing, or, inspired to change in your home, where you're actually slowing down, making eye contact, and communicating better. And, throat chakra is that card of communicate, or the card. It is a card, yes, here, but it's a chakra of communication, self-expression. And Larimar, I wanted one of these cards for each group to be a crystal that you guys, or a gem that you guys can carry around, or have to really help you on your path ahead. And you guys got Larimar, which I personally don't even have a Larimar crystal, but yeah, even looking up what Larimar represents, I'm not as familiar with Larimar as I am my other crystals, but I know it is a throat chakra, and maybe an ideas crystal from what I can gather. So now we're going to deal out our sections. So the first section will be your money, your career. The second section will be your love and your connections. This doesn't have to just be romantic love. It can be romantic love. It can also be your relationship with just anyone you have any kind of relationship or acquaintanceship, there's the word, acquaintanceship with. And then the third section is like yourself, your relationship with yourself, your self-love, self-care, self-development, and also like your spiritual path. We're kind of combining all of that together. So group 3, the path ahead for money and career, the path ahead for love and connections, and the path ahead, group 3, self and spirituality. And we got 4 more decks to deal. So let's get to it. All right, love and money for group 3, path ahead. Love and connections, path ahead. Ooh, you got 2. And self and spirituality, path ahead. Money and career, path ahead. Love and connections, path ahead. And self and spirituality, path ahead. Money and career. Ooh, this one right here wants to come out. Love and connections, and self-spirituality, path ahead. Last one. Okay, so money and career for the path ahead, group 3. Love and connections, and your self and spirituality. Okay, so we're going to put these other sections just out of the way. And we're going to deal this out first. So we have the Page of Pentacles. Put this bigger one in the middle here. We have Morning, the World Awaits You. Sacred Reverence. This came out in one of Group 2's piles, if I'm not mistaken. We have Align Your Life. What is not aligned and it needs to change. And Time to Decide, make a decision based on your heart's true desires. So for your money and career, many of you are inspired to start some sort of new income stream. With the Page of Pentacles here, he's got that Ace of Pentacles, he's ready to start something new. Some of you may be leaving a career and starting a whole new career, but I see for most of you this is like an income stream on the side. This doesn't feel like your main gig. Again, for most of you, but if you are wanting to change your main gig, that might be your energy of just starting fresh somewhere new. But some of you could just be doing this on the side or in your spare time. But this to me feels like something you're expressing. The world is waiting on you. So it's your personality, it's your voice, it's your expression that people are showing up to hear or to listen to. You might actually be a YouTuber or some sort of media presence, online platform, something like this, a social media influencer, I don't know, something in this realm where you're seen and heard and people want to see and hear you. But it is time for you to decide. Make a decision here based on your heart's true desires. So some of you might have been out of alignment, maybe chasing a dream that was someone else's that you thought was yours, and now you're realizing maybe I don't want that. That whole keeping up with the Kardashians or keeping up with the Joneses kind of vibe of feeling like you have to do it all and have it all and be it all. And maybe you don't want to have and do and be all the things anyway, but you haven't really tuned into yourself enough to understand that. But you are. And you're deciding from a place of your heart. And that's going to start a new beginning for more money for you. But when you want to bring in something fresh and new, a lot of times we have to clean up the area or release, or I don't want to be using that word anymore, it's just a habit at this point, but release means let go, but the word release, means to do something again, lease is a contract you sign. Well, we don't want to sign a contract on the things we're trying to release or let go of, so I've kind of nixed the word release from my vocabulary, but it sneaks in here and there because it's just an old habit, right? But you guys might be letting go of an old income stream or an old online platform, an old job, an old way that you would show up, maybe even old items around your home. to bring in these new ideas, new inspirations, new items, new abundance. Because what is not aligned or needs to change, it needs to leave your life. It might even be broken items or things that just aren't working. She's got like kind of fractals of herself, just kind of, and it's very difficult to put her face together. So it's almost like letting go of broken items around the home or worn out items you don't use, things that are not useful to you. And then getting the things that are useful to you. But with your money and career specifically, some of you might be starting a home-based business, or if you already have a home-based business or side hustle, you're investing more time and effort and love and attention into it, or maybe even finding yet another avenue of income stream that you can do from home for those of you that don't already do that. But with the morning card, the world awaits you. The world needs this service or this product that you have to offer. Even if you're kind of scratching your head like, what could I offer? Maybe just sit with that question. What could I have to offer? And also asking, what is not aligned or needs to change? Because a lot of times when you find that thing that's out of alignment and that needs to change, that's when that new, what can I offer idea or inspiration will come in for you. But for you guys, it's kind of like a divinely timed thing. So as you release one thing or as you close one door, another will open for you. And I said that word release again, I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. As you let go or close one door, that will allow another one to open. Because we can't have it all the time. And even if you can have it all, if money and time really time is no object. I mean, it is an object to every one of us that is incarnated in a human body, at least at this time of my filming. We are not ascended to any fifth dimensional, completely like self-actualized state at this point. But Spirit is showing me this element of divine timing at play, to allow yourself to have some patience to allow these new inspirations to come in. Let go of those fractals or pieces that are broken or just don't resonate anymore. Specifically surrounding your home or the energy of your home, because this is the underlying energy of all the readings. And those of you that do work outside the home, maybe just finding a better routine or allowing yourself more downtime while you're at home to be creative can then fuel your career and really enhance your career and bring in more opportunity for a promotion or a raise. Because some of you on the path ahead is a promotion or a raise or an up level in your career and your money and finances in some way. And it's waiting for you. It's just waiting for you to, be in the same resonance as it. But you already have the key to unlock what is meant for you in your career and in your money, in your finances. It already exists. You just need to align with it. And Spirit really is speaking to you through the numbers. We've got the number 47, we've got the number 40, 32, and it's just time to decide. And there's all these numbers just floating around her. Number 40 breaks down to 4, 47 breaks down to 11, and 32 breaks down to 5. So there's changes you're making, maybe even to partnerships or unions, or even contracts you've had with other people or situations in your life. To be able to clear those, or almost like tower moments, some of those things away, to build a new solid foundation for yourself and have a fresh start. And I don't, as along with the word release, I no longer want to say the word mourning, like good morning. No, because mourning is also something you do when you're grieving, right? So I always say now to my kids, grand rising. It's just fun and extra, and it doesn't have this element of grief underlying it. Words are spells, you guys, so keep that in mind as you say, and even singing along to like heartbreak songs, like pretty much any Taylor Swift song, like that new song that came out. It's like an earworm. It just gets stuck in your head. I think it's called Anti-Hero. But I don't seek out a lot of pop music. It just somehow sometimes finds me. But then it gets stuck in my head, like, I'm the problem, it's me. And I kept singing it over and over in my head. I'm like, no, I'm not the problem. And so I rephrased it. I couldn't stop singing it. It just kept popping back into my head yesterday. And I kept saying, I'm amazing, it's me, hi, I'm amazing, it's me, not I'm the problem. So sometimes maybe you just gotta, if you have a song that is kind of more negative words, maybe shifting that can really help manifest more money. And I don't know why that message came out specifically in your career portion of your reading, but because I even said it at all, I think it's important to your career. Maybe you listen to a lot of music while you're working. Make sure you're listening to music that actually helps you feel inspired and doesn't, basically act as a bind or a contract with the words you're saying to keep you stuck where you don't want to be. if that makes sense. But sacred reverence is, really giving that beautiful gratitude to Mother Earth. We have a lot of earth kind of prints and patterning going on here. Giving gratitude for Mother Earth that you're even here and allowed allowed to work and, make money and create and live the life you want and have a nice home. If you don't feel your home is nice, as nice as you can make it. Maybe that is one of your new inspirations, is making a nicer home or finding a nicer home. But again, it might go back to your career, to your finances, to your money, because you need the money to create the home, to create the life, it's like a domino effect. But that's mostly what we're seeing here for the money and career portion. So let's move on to the love and connections portion of your reading. Okay. And while I'm at it, I just restarted the camera because I don't want the same issue we had in the other groups where I'm la-di-da filming and the camera's off. Okay, so we have here Protected. This came out in group 2. And we've got Storm. Ooh, every hurricane comes to an end. And again, this is in your love and connections. We've got the Uncharted Sea. We've got Page of Swords, the Crumbling, and You're Already Doing It. So we're going to get into this. Wow. So some of you, we kind of got this vibe in group 2, but you guys, I have very distinctly different energies with each group. But those of you that did select more than one group, don't feel you did something wrong, because I can still sense your energy in all this. I just think most people watching this only selected one pile. But if you selected more than one pile or all the piles, hi, you're still included, you still matter, you're still amazing, and thank you for the watch time. That really does help me get to that monetization over here. I appreciate that. Yes, so making sure everything's on the screen. Okay, we're good there. So, yes, with your relationships, you guys might be going through a tumultuous time and unsure where you're going or what's even going on in a specific relationship. You might have been ghosted for some people, not everybody, seeing, general readings, so only take what resonates, but some of you might be like, where did this person go? Others of you have been having a lot of friction, a lot of just butting of heads or disagreements, just not on the same page with someone in your life. Could be a romantic partner for many of you, like a spouse situation. Others of you, this is someone you were once married to or with in a relationship, possibly have children, and now you're co-parenting, and again, butting of heads. There might be an element of narcissistic and gaslighting and manipulation on this other person's part, and you're just trying to do your best, but they always just do what they do. And for others of you, and some of you might say yes, yes, yes to all of these things. And then others of you, this is a friendship or maybe even a work relationship that you are just not here for it anymore. And energetically, you're ready to release this. And the path ahead is allowing you. She's looking back slightly, but she is moving forward. And she did not even have time to prepare because this storm came in. She doesn't even have shoes on. She's running in the wet streets here, away from whatever the situation is. So it's like run, don't walk away from maybe a toxic situation. Anyone in any kind of abusive, toxic situation, the message is loud and clear. Run, don't walk away from this person. Run, don't walk. That might be very specific for just one person watching this. If it's you, you will know. If it's not you, you will know as well. But you are protected. But, use that noggin of yours to make the best choice. Those of you that are in physical, mental, emotional, spiritual danger, get yourselves to a safe location. Yes, your guides and angels are protecting you, but you also have to do your part in protecting yourself physically, because they can't be they can't do everything to protect you when there's certain things you could do for yourself to protect you just as well as they could, or even better, by physically removing yourself from a situation, if that makes sense. Again, I think that message might be very specific to just one person watching this. But for others of you that are having some tumultuous times, these Uncharted Sea, it's a very up and down kind of water here. We got waves. We don't know what's under the surface here, what's lurking. We don't know. It's uncharted. We don't know. No one's been there before, or you've never been in this exact situation before, but just know that you are protected as you move through the energy with this person or these people, this group of people. Could be a family dynamic. This to me feels very like generational trauma for some of you. And you're having maybe possibly the run, don't walk is from family members for some of you. But there is definitely a relationship in your life, all of you watching, that needs to either, that relationship itself needs to crumble and fall, or a dynamic, a negative or toxic dynamic within that relationship needs to crumble and fall, because it's not working for you. You have, she's holding her crown firmly in place. Like, I deserve, like she's royalty. She deserves to have, people on her level that understand her on a more soul level. But maybe she doesn't have that. Maybe she's dealing, because directly below her is immature energy with the Page of Swords. Someone who says cutting things, someone who acts very immature. And though maybe this person could be older than you, they act very much like a child, or manipulate situations like a toddler wanting their candy, and they can't have their candy because it's nap time. And they try to manipulate or gaslight you. But you are protected. You're safe. As long as you are taking those actions you're intuitively and gut instinct directed to take away from this relationship, away from this situation. For others of you, again, this isn't so extreme. This is more just cycles and loops within the relationship that just could be way better. But you're getting new inspirations, new ways to show up, specifically with the way you communicate, and then as a mirror, the way that person then communicates back to you. But the crumbling, what are you clinging on to? What needs to be left behind? That's going to be a different answer for each of you, so I'm not going to go too into that. But there is something in a relationship, or maybe even a lot of relationships in your life, that needs to shift and needs to crumble. Because you are, I've said this in all three piles, you are one half of every relationship you're in. And if you're the toxic person in the relationship, which we all have been that toxic person, so I'm not trying to call anyone out or, anything like that. But if you have some toxic traits or tendencies in a relationship or many relationships in your life, this is about you getting clarity and getting that Ace of Wands, new inspiration and clarity, and Ace of Swords clarity is really what I see too, but divine inspiration with that Ace of Wands on how to fix these things or how to heal these things so that you don't have to continue this cycle, because this is very Tower energy. And this is something you've been clinging on to, not because it means something to you so much, but because it's just what you know, or kind of a habit. Might be just subconscious programming that you're releasing. But you're the one taking this Ace of Swords, this inspiration, to cut cords, cut ties. Here's Archangel Michael kind of vibe going on here with this sword as well, ready to cut those ties or remove those cords or roots, or cords by the roots, remove them by the roots. So that you, and again, for some of you, this could be family. And the word roots does mean family. It's the root. It's where something came from. Maybe many of you feel you owe your family X, Y, or Z because they birthed you. They're the reason you're here. But really, yes and no. You don't have to continue. Some of you are actually meant to break or be that like hiccup or that blip in the generational radar to break these habits, these curses, these karmas. That's what you're here for. And then we have here, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. So in a relationship, you already intuitively know what to do. You've already been intuitively, some of you already started this, and this is kind of past energy for some of you. Others of you, this is future energy. Others of you, this is present energy. So wherever you fall in that timeline. But some of you are like, yeah, that sounds like when this happened and when that happened. So if you have already kind of almost feel this is a past reading for you, you can kind of hindsight 2020 this part of the reading and be like, yeah, I did that. Okay, cool. Because it's leading you to greater, deeper connections with those that are meant to be in your life. And crumbling those relationships that are not meant to be will make room for those that are meant to be. And some of you are already on the path. You're already doing it. And some of you might even be already doing it, but kind of looking back like, did I make the right decision? Yes, you did. You did. You're never in the wrong place. I will argue that point to my death. You are never on the wrong path. Yes, sometimes we don't like the path we're on, but we can always get off that path or reroute it or whatever. But no matter good, bad, happy, sad, everything in between that we experience in this life is for our growth on a soul level and for us to learn from on a soul level. Even if we don't like it in a human level, it's there for us to grow from. Okay, so I think what we've said, and we need to now move into the next portion of self-love, self-care, self-development, and spirituality. Especially those of you who are struggling in a relationship. I think this next section will really help you connect deeper with others. Oh, did I take away... I did take away our main card here, didn't I? Our hearth card. Where did it go? She disappeared. Amanda took her off the table. But yeah, but specifically those relationships with the people you live with, things are not working to the best of their ability. This is you shifting and changing those to make them more dynamic and work much better. Okay, and the last pile of self and spirituality. And I think I'm just going to restart the camera just to be proactive here. I'm learning from my mistakes of groups 1 and 2 with the camera shutting off because I got long-winded between sections. Okay, so our tarot card is the Two of Pentacles. We've got confidence. It comes with time and practice. We've got leadership. I'm loving this so far, you guys. I cannot wait to get into this for you. The Oracle's gift. Oh my gosh, it's just getting better. And Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty and devotion. Priestess, mystic, and teacher. It's just getting better. It's just getting better and better. So you guys really are on a spiritual path right now. And a lot of the things that are crumbling or not working in your relationships, in your career, in your abundance, is because you are leveling up and the old ways of doing things are not working in the new energy. And that's why, especially those of you who have, put it all on your, your heart on your sleeve or put it all out there and it wasn't well received or other people don't understand, you're not making the money you want, you're not in the career you want, and you're settling. This is basically letting you know on the path ahead, the more you settle, the harder things are going to get because you're being asked to rebirth yourself. You've got to come out of that chrysalis. And I know a lot of times it feels hard when we still feel like the caterpillar. We're not ready to be the butterfly, let alone come out of the chrysalis. Come on now. But one of your new inspirations is to speak your truth through really gaining the confidence. But it's like it says here, it comes with time and practice. And that Ace of Swords, of cutting cords that we really got in the previous section of your love and connections part of the reading, is specifically those of you who have cut people out or are trying to cut someone off or leave a toxic relationship. You might have been beaten down so much that you feel like the dirt beneath this person's shoes, and it's going to be a much longer road for someone like you than someone who's already left this or never had to experience it to that level. But those who have gotten out of a toxic marriage, toxic relationship, toxic family dynamic, it's going to come, this confidence. It's going to come with time and practice. But look at the heart of your reading. You've got the heart, the earth, and the hearth of Vesta on your side to make these big changes. The number 32 adds up to 5. Big changes. And the number 23, inverse. Look at this. Some of you might even not be very confident that you'll ever own your own home or have the home that your dream life, your dream home. And you've almost just mourned the death of that home that you never got. Don't do that because it's there. It exists on a timeline for you. And one version of you is already living in it and enjoying it and trying to reach back into that past version of you that you are right now and saying, let's go. I'm waiting for you to join me here, and pulling that lifeline to get you where you want to be in your home life or in that dream home. And like I said in group 2, the home that you take everywhere on this planet, whether you move across the state, across the country, you live out in the wilderness, or you live in a mansion, is your physical body. That is your original home in this incarnation anyway. So some of you are really on a mission to feel at home in your body. Some of you may have never felt at home in your body, or it's been a very long time since you felt at home in your body. But I almost cried in pile 2, and I'm feeling like it again in this more personal / self / spiritual part of the reading. Is Major Chill's coming in now to confirm as well that you are amazing. You already are who you wished you could be. You already are that. And the reason you even wish you could be that at all is because that is who you are. Group 3, the tears. I'm sorry. I'm feeling this heavy weight that is now being lifted off of you. So these tears are yes, a mourning of all that craziness you've been through, and not feeling good in your body, not feeling good enough for other people, not feeling good enough to be in the career or make the money or worthy enough to show up as you. You deserve to be on this planet. You have a birthright to be here and experience a beautiful life. Yes, there's a lot of hiccups and obstacles and things that have happened and will continue probably to happen, but you deserve to feel like being here. You are such a gift, and your spiritual gifts with the Oracle's gift, wow, they're giving me a download right as I'm like trying to get, and now my throat chakra is kind of acting up. So yeah, if you want to be heard, learn to listen. This is not you listening to others outside of you so much in this portion. This is you listening to your heart, your soul, your higher self. You're listening from within so that you can express it from without. But the download I was getting before, I was like, your gifts are really coming online, and then you're going to be able to express those spiritual downloads, maybe even online or on social media or to people. And you might need that confidence to practice, that confidence to be able to express these downloads you've gotten. Because your spiritual gifts are really heightening and coming online in a big way. But the download they were giving me was to make yourself a cup of tea. It can be any kind of tea, but the more natural, the better is usually the kind of name of the game. But make yourself a cup of tea, whatever you put in your tea, if you like some honey or sugar or cream, or just liking it straight, with just the tea and that's it. However you prepare your tea or drink your tea, put the intention in that I am confident, I am inspirational, I am that leader, I deserve to be here, and just all the intentions of positivity to really help skyrocket yourself into your higher self. Put those intentions into that tea and then drink that tea and allow that tea to nourish every cell of your body with knowing that those things that you just said are absolutely the truth. That could be one very powerful thing you can do, and not just once. You can do this every single day. It doesn't even have to be tea, but that was just the example. It could be any beverage. It could be your water. It could be your coffee if you drink coffee, whatever. But the number 37 here speaks of a new beginning. So this could be a new ritual you bring to the table as part of your self-love, self-care, spiritual practice every single day. I love that. Thank you so much, Spirit. I might have to start doing that myself. But there is this need on the path ahead for you, group 3, to really devote yourself to yourself, to have this devotion and love for yourself unconditionally in ways that you never have before, to gain the confidence that you deserve every good thing you've ever wanted and everything you've ever manifested. You have deserved the good. You haven't deserved all that bad stuff, and you are not that bad stuff that has happened to you either. But with the Sisterhood of the Rose, it speaks of that beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, and teacher. Many of you are meant to be these high priests and high priestesses on this planet. You guys are spiritual leaders. Take charge of the situation, leadership. But it starts at home, and the home of your body, your physical vessel. And then it'll expand into the 4 walls around you in the room that you're in, and then the home that you're in, and the work that you're in, and the town that you're in, and the state or city or country that you're in, and expand out from there into the the planet, the universe that you're in, and just boom, boom, boom. Because you are a fractal of that infinite source, and that fractal of that infinite source is within you. You are it. It is you. So don't sell yourself short anymore. That is the main takeaway, is do not sell yourself short anymore. You are coming home to yourself in such a big way that you haven't even ever felt before in this life. Where you feel good in your clothes, you feel good in your skin, you feel good underneath that hair, or if you're bald, you feel good rocking that bald look. You feel good in your heart, you feel good in your mind, you feel good in your soul. This is what's coming for you. Not all at once, mind you. This is a journey, not just a destination. But on the path ahead, you're starting to see gained traction and momentum. But remember, it comes with time and practice. So you're going to have to put effort into showing up as a leader in your own life, devoting yourself to yourself, knowing that you are such a gift and the spiritual gifts you have are your birthright, and you deserve to shine those lights of your gifts and who you are. You listening, if you want to be heard, learn to listen not only to your own inner light and guidance and higher self, but to those around you and what their needs are, what their wants, wishes, hopes, and desires are as well. And it's not always going to be easy though, because with the 2 of Pentacles here, you're going to try to sometimes go back to those old ways of being and trying things in new, maybe you're trying a new thing, but trying an old hat onto it and it just doesn't fit. It's like a child who outgrows a shoe. You can try, as you might, to fit into your baby shoes again. It's just not going to work. Or those, I saw a meme long ago, maybe 10 years ago by now, that said, I've been trying this whole time to get back to my original birth weight. I just don't think it's going to happen. No, it's not. Because that's not, that baby version of you was just but a seed of who you were meant to grow into, to become. Energetically and physically speaking, for the sake of example, but especially those of you that don't feel good at specific body type or weight that you are, or height that you are, or, the appearance that you have on the outside, it's like as you make these internal shifts, either A, you start seeing shifts on the outside to kind of come more into alignment with what you would like to see, or B, you really just start to embrace and love and just adore and devote yourself to the unique beauty that you are. Because I can argue with all of you all day long that I could find something beautiful about every single human being on this planet. I could find it. A physical attribute that is physically stunning. I could find it. And you could too. And let's start with yourself. You can find one, even if it's just one. Say you love your eye color. Embrace that and look at it every day and be like, I love you. You are beautiful. And then from there, it just expands out, like we said, from the body to the four walls, to the home, to the city, to the state, to the country, to the universe, to the planet, to the universe, right? It just starts one way and expands out, expands out, expands out. Because you guys are expanding your energetic field to include more. But a lot of times, you got to get right with yourself before you can start helping other people, specifically those of my spiritual teachers and healers out there. Doesn't mean you have to be completely healed or know everything to start then healing and teaching. No, you do not. But the more you can get that healing and teaching for yourself or learning for yourself under your belt, the more confident you will feel about helping heal and teach others as well. All right, I think that's what we're seeing here, but wow, what a powerful reading, Group 3. Can I just say, I love you guys so much, and I would really appreciate if you would let me know how this resonated for you, if this was powerful at all. I always just love a little bit of feedback, even if it's constructive criticism, something that, would help me do better here. I do the best I can in every reading, but, I make mistakes, and my last reading, I actually left some of my edited chipmunk voice in there. For those of you wonder, why do you edit with a chipmunk voice? It's because I have some it's Adobe CS3 Premiere Pro, the education edition from back in 2006 or 7 is when it came out. And I have to speed up my clip to put in chunks. I put it in chunks, otherwise the whole thing will just crash. And then I'll have to restart the computer, try it again. And so one of my top priorities when I get monetized on this channel is to buy Final Cut Pro. That is my goal. First thing I'm going to buy for this part of the business is going to be that. So to those of you that would like to donate for the cause, since I am not monetized currently, I do have my PayPal linked below, but of course your donations are never ever expected, but always greatly appreciated. And I thank each and every one of you. Even if you just subscribe or like the video, that still does help with the energy exchange of letting me know that these readings are resonating with you or that you got something from them, and I appreciate your energy every step of the way. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you, Group 3, right here back at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys, see you next time. Bye.